Hello and welcome to another VRTK tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to be showing how to get started with the Oculus SDK, which is now supported in VRTK. So we've already downloaded our VRTK folder from the GitHub master. If you want to know how to do that, that's in another video, the Getting Started with Steam VR. So if you want to follow those instructions to get it and get it open in Unity, that's fine. The other thing we're going to need is to have a developer account for Oculus, and we're also going to need to go to their developer3.oculus.com/downloads page, and then if we download the Oculus utilities for Unity 5, so if we just click the details on that and say we've agreed their terms and conditions and click download, and then we'll save that to our desktop somewhere, and once that's downloaded we'll just extract the zip file. And inside this folder is the Unity package for the Oculus SDK. So the next thing to do is to open up our VRTK project within Unity again. So when our project is opened, we'll see that we've got a bunch of the errors. We've got the missing prefab in the example scene because the example scenes use SteamVR by default, but we don't have SteamVR installed. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly jump to another example scene so we can get the Oculus SDK working with it. So we'll just pick the basic teleport one. We'll delete the camera rig, as that is the SteamVR camera rig, and then we'll just go to the editor and to project settings and then to player, and we will remove any references to the SteamVR SDK, and we'll also remove the OpenVR reference. And in a moment we'll be putting the Oculus one in here and then importing in the Oculus package. So if we import the Oculus package by going to here and clicking import package and then clicking custom package, then going into the Oculus utilities folder that we downloaded and selecting the Oculus utilities Unity package. Then if we click import to import all those files, and once that's done we'll have an OVR directory containing all of those Oculus SDK files. So we want to go into their prefabs and we want to grab the OVR camera rig and we'll drag and drop that in. And now if we go to VRTK, and we'll see that all these say they're missing because they are pointing to the original SteamVR camera rig that we've deleted. So what we want to do here is just change these over to Oculus VR. So all the SDKs will change to Oculus VR. And we'll notice down here that that has now added the Oculus VR script defined symbol into Unity for us. If we just click the auto populate linked objects button, that's now gone and found all the relevant things that we need for Oculus VR. You'll notice that there's no model alias left and right, and that's because the Oculus camera rig doesn't actually give you any controllers for the left or the right hands, so they're completely empty by default. But in another video we'll talk about how to include Oculus Avatar, which does give you things like controllers and hands and everything that the Oculus Avatar SDK provides. So this scene now has, we've not changed any of the other scripts within VRTK, they're all still the same. All we've done is brought in the Oculus OVR camera rig and we've updated the SDK manager to point to Oculus VR, and that should be enough now to get this scene going. So if I jump into this scene with the Oculus Rift plugged in, I've also got Oculus Home running, which you need, otherwise you can't use the SDK. We'll be able to see this working within the Oculus hardware. So we're in the scene, and as you can see we're quite low down, we're clipping the floor, and that's because we haven't set the height of the camera rig. With SteamVR I usually set the height of the camera rig to 0.5 to get it above this cube, but with Oculus even 0.5 seems to be a little bit low, so generally I'll set it to 1.2. so if we jump back into the editor I'll show you that quickly. So in the editor we just want to change the Y position of the camera rig to about 1.2. That seems to be a decent height, but you can play with that to find whatever height works well for you, and then we'll jump back into the scene again. So now we're in the scene, you can see I can look around. This is all of the Oculus SDK and the OVR camera rig. This is no VRTK scripts doing this. You also can see that I don't have a controller model, but if I press the touchpad down on the Oculus Touch, we do get the simple pointer, and if we move that around, it will teleport us around, as does in the example scene if we were using Steam VR. So this is how easy it is to get the Oculus SDK working with VRTK. It's a simple case of just deleting the existing Steam VR camera rig from any of the example scenes if you want to try out one of the example scenes in Oculus, and then just updating the SDK manager accordingly. I hope this has been helpful. In the next video, I'll cover how to get Oculus Avatar support working. Again, it's pretty straightforward. There's a couple of hoops to jump through, but it's pretty easy going. So I hope you've liked this. If you have, please leave some likes, subscribe to the channel, and leave some comments. And we'll be back in the future with some more videos. So thanks for watching, and bye for now.